can I help you?
Tell me, Doctor, do you have a morgue in your dispensary?
Yes, it is the busiest place in the building.
We would like to see it.
The door at the far end, the one with the unpleasant smell.
Very good. Farewell, Doctor.
See you soon, perhaps, and take care of yourself.
Look, Holmes, a list of the recently dead. How sad.
I see names that have something in common.
I understand now why my colleague keeps quiet about his morgue. This place is a real mess.
Concentrate, Watson. We must look for clues about Grape Ape's friends.
Look at the state of the instruments. They've probably never been cleaned. Holmes, this is Kurtz. We've just found one of the Bishop of Knightsbridge's murderers.
Perfect. Two keys. This must be the gravedigger's cabin.
Well, judging by the state of this place, they don't work very often.
Closed. Perfect. There is a hole in this padlock. The rope used to tie up the Bishop of Knightsbridge came from this cemetery. It is only worn on the one side. I need something. A small metal stem.
Well, well, this Kurtz was carrying a lot of things.
It's open. Here, this hut is on the map. Let us search it from top to bottom, Watson.
Oh, what a jumble! How is it that there is no room in this cemetery? Bags filled with nails. There are a lot of them. Well, really.
I can see a large crack. I'll need something thin.
Bags filled with nail.
A hole was drilled a short while ago. There is a sack inside this hole. Let us see what is inside it.
We are making headway. How do we know what this means?
This message confirms that we are on the right track.
Valuable objects. But what are they doing here?
Here is our tree. Let us examine the inscriptions. Sally and John. This design was the last to be done. Sally and John is engraved here as a symbol of their love. Yes, it must be there. This shovel belongs to the cemetery workers.
You frighten me, Holmes.
This must be the grave. Dig quickly, Watson.
Very well, Holmes. Look, a metal box.
The lock on this box is rather sophisticated. This box comes from a bank. The criminals must have held on to it after a hold-up. There we are. It is simplicity itself. A hammer covered in blood.
These candlesticks are undoubtedly stolen.
This key must be important to be hidden here.
Holmes, there is someone in that hut.
I saw Watson. Come, and keep your revolver at the ready, just in case. Open up. We're not the police. Do not be alarmed.
That's a strange way of reassuring someone. Holmes, they are children. My God, one of them is hurt.
What do you want? Don't come any closer. Are you the police?
Don't be afraid. I am a doctor. I'm going to look at your friend's wound.
Wait, Watson. I've got some questions to ask these children.
This is urgent, Holmes. In this filthy place, the risk of infection is very high, and the wound could get worse with every second lost.
The immediate danger for these children is not so much the wound as Mr. Fletcher.
Who?
Look at the wound, Watson. It's thin and precise. It was made by a sharp, well-kept blade. Any other blade, less well-kept, would have torn the tissue around it, and its size would be irregular.
So what does that imply?
In this area, who would take such great care with a blade? A butcher, of course. And the only butcher in the area is Samuel Fletcher, who at this moment is replacing a window that has been forced open. He's a man to hold grudges, as anyone around here will tell you.
The children are in danger.
A man as skillful with a knife as a butcher, and with a bad reputation to match, could easily strike a fatal blow by cutting the child's jugular. If he hasn't done it, it's surely because these little thieves broke into his shop at night to steal a piece of meat. The poor lighting in this area saved them. I can assure you that Mr. Fletcher has spent the day trying to trace these children, and if he finds them, wounds will be the least of their problems.
That's true. What do you want? Don't let the butcher find us.
Justice is sometimes harsh, young man. If the police hear about this breaking and entering, they will see Mr. Fletcher's side of the story.
No, don't call the police. Please, mister. We don't want to end up in prison.
I'm looking for a certain Kurtz.
I can't tell you, mister.
In that case, I must take the side of justice. You and your brother are thieves.
All right, don't call the police. Kurtz is a dangerous madman. He's called the Colonel round here. I heard he was in the Boer War in Africa. He lives in Batty Street next to the wine shop. The way he smells, he must be a good customer.
Good. Watson, see to the wound. Never mind about the police.
We must protect these children from that butcher, Holmes.
It won't be necessary. I've had dealings with Samuel Fletcher before now. He's not the monster I've made him out to be. If he had wanted to kill them, he would have done so, even in dim light. By wounding the little thief, he wanted to warn him never to set foot in his shop again. Forget Mr. Fletcher, Watson.
You mean you lied to frighten those poor children?
Exactly. Clever, wasn't it?
Well, mister, that's a mighty fine outfit you're wearing there. You stand out like a sore thumb, and that's no lie. Watch that you don't get it all dirtied up, but you'd be welcome to come back to my place. It's not far, and I'd sponge it down for you.
Don't go back to Daddy's place. You'll get malaria.
Thank you, madam. I'm certain that you would make a very good job of it. That will not be necessary, however. But your thought was a kind one.
We'd best be leaving now, sir.
Here, please accept this sovereign as a token of my gratitude for your concern.
Well, I never. Thank you. That's right, generous of you, my lordship.
You are very welcome, madam.
Madam, he calls me. Bless my garters. What a gent.
If you're ready now, sir.
Yes, let us go.
What a remarkable man, the Prince Woodville, to talk to such a woman as though she was an equal.
Let's find Batty Street. Batty Street. Closed. Closed.
My God, Holmes, it's appalling. And the smell. But what can have happened here?
Stay calm, Watson. Take note of every detail and be careful not to move anything.
Very well, Holmes. This part is in shreds. The skin tissue has decomposed, yet the death is recent. What terrible wounds! The dogs must have been rabid.
It is a dog bite. I can see the tooth marks. Let us look at our deduction board, Watson. Only a dog could inflict so deep a wound, but it appears that the wound was gnawed at afterwards. This bandage is a day or two old, no more. Please take note, Watson.
The same finger that we found at the Bishop of Knightsbridge's house. Holmes! What a horrible wound.
Size 9. Hobnail boots like those worn by labourers.
What a horrible wound.
The skin was deeply torn.
This part is in shreds. The skin tissue has decomposed, yet the death is recent. This part is in shreds. The skin tissue has decomposed, yet the death is recent.
The skin was deeply torn.
What a horrible wound.
The material on this tray is rather odd.
A pipe with a strange smell.
Small burnt balls. A small burner. There can be no doubt. Judging by the material on the tray and the pipe, the man smoked opium.
Opium? I doubt if this man could have made his drug here. He would have needed a real laboratory.
The dog's bowl is empty.
Grapes! What are they doing there?
Someone wrapped some meat up in this newspaper. The blood is still fresh. This is yesterday's newspaper. Someone brought food for the dogs, probably just before the fight broke out.
And just after they had been fed, they attacked a man to eat him. Incredible.
An old photo. It's written to our comrade Jeremy Kurtz from Commando J. Milan, Bloemfontein, 1883.
Kurtz served as a Boer commando. He fought against his country.
A newspaper covering the war in South Africa. Kurtz must have been following the war with some interest.
The Boer War is abominable, and it still rages.
A military badge of the 58th Infantry Regiment of Her Majesty and a letter stipulating Kurtz's exclusion from the unit. He served in 1881.
At that time, the regiment served in South Africa. Kurtz was in the Boer War.
A torn piece of a letter. It seems to be a letter of dismissal. Apparently, our friend Kurtz served in both camps in South Africa and was never a colonel, but that doesn't surprise me.
A traitor, deserter, and a false colonel. What a charming gentleman.
Let us look at our deduction board, Watson.
My deduction chart is incomplete, Holmes. We are missing an important detail.
Let's return to the clinic and ask if our friend might lend us his morgue for 2 hours.
What are you going to do?
I'm torn between a nap and a picnic.
Oh, I've had enough, Holmes.
The next step of our investigation, Watson, leads us inevitably to a post-mortem. As you're well aware, in the instance where a body's vital organs no longer function, every minute is vital. Be quick now and procure the room while I arrange the transport.
Very well. I will see you later. Ah, Grant, you are still here. I need to ask a favor from you.
What sort of favor, my dear friend?
Might I use your morgue for a couple of hours? It concerns an affair of the greatest
Use the morgue? Whatever for? Letting you poke your nose in everywhere is one thing, but closing my eyes to I don't know what unsavory practices.
No, it's nothing like that.
No, it isn't possible, sorry.
Grant, listen to me.
Don't insist. Where do you think you are? Perhaps because you come from the rich area, you think you are entitled to do whatever you like. But here in Whitechapel, it's the real world. You understand? The real world, where we have to take risks. Do you even know what that means? And this shabby health centre where I've been stagnating for years, it's a public establishment under my authority, for whatever that's worth. I'm responsible for it. Responsible. Do you understand?
Of course I understand, Grant.
Good.
I understand, first and foremost, that you are a coward.
What?
A coward, I said, sitting on your backside behind a desk for years, complaining about your fate without even trying to change a single thing about it.
I won't allow you.
And you dare to talk to me about risks. I, who was wounded in Afghanistan while in Her Majesty's service, and who, for a great many years, has taken part in some of the most dangerous criminal investigations the country has ever known.
But
as for being responsible, as you call it, it begins with doing your job properly, particularly when one is a doctor and caring for the poorest people within our society. The real life? Ha ha! Don't make me laugh. I am a doctor too, Grant, don't forget. And I'm ashamed of my profession when I see the state of this centre.
It's not my...
So, your disgusting morgue, you are going to allow me to use it, dear friend, because I urgently need it for a vitally important affair that is way over your head, and whether it pleases you or not. Understood?
If you want to be like that about it, do whatever you like. I wash my hands of the entire thing.
That doesn't surprise me. This is a dismal place. Have you ever carried out a post-mortem, Holmes? It requires a great deal of precision.
Don't worry, I learn quickly. Hand me a bone saw.
Go carefully, Holmes, even so.
I must clean the body first. I must mark the places to cut. No, it is unnecessary. I can't do that. 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 My notches are ready. I can't do that.
Go carefully, Holmes, even so. Go carefully, Holmes.
I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. This liquid found in the lungs should be able to tell us something. I can't do that. A ball of paper swallowed recently. Chemistry material.
And smells as bad as the one in our sitting room at Baker Street.
Chemistry material.
And smells as bad as the one in our sitting room at Baker Street.
This liquid found in the lungs should be able to tell us something. Poison, and apparently very virulent. That was a most instructive post-mortem. This man was murdered by his accomplices because of his missing finger.
I see. He was overly conspicuous walking around with a bandaged hand, as the police would have been looking for a man with a missing finger. But how did they manage to disguise the murder by making it look like a dog attack?
The post-mortem revealed the presence of poison in his system. Everything points to it being a less potent form of the poison we found in the bishop's rooms. This man died as much from the poison as from fighting against those animals. I believe this new version of the substance provokes such a rage that the victim attacks anything in his path, and in this instance it was dogs. We're dealing with sorcerers' apprentices whose creations are ever evolving. They are attempting to obtain a particular effect, and they try out their formulae on human guinea pigs.
You're saying that his accomplices forced him to drink it?
No, he took it himself, voluntarily. The poison wasn't to be found in his blood, but in his lungs. I also discovered numerous traces of opium.
I'm beginning to see. They mixed this horrible poison with his opium, knowing that he would soon smoke it to ease the pain caused by his wound.
Exactly. And such a profound knowledge of both chemistry and toxicology is uncommon. Very well. We know the reason and the manner, but we're really not any further ahead. How will we find the two other men who murdered the bishop? By going to 13 Burner Street. It is in this area.
But where did you get that address, Holmes?
From his stomach.
I see. He wanted to get rid of the address.
No, he wanted revenge.
I don't follow you.
When the man with the missing finger began to feel the effects of the poison, he knew that he was going to die, and he knew that there would be a post-mortem. Shall we go?
They leave us to die like dogs.
My husband can't pay the rent. We've got nowhere to go.
Burner Street. There's our opium den, Watson. Let's go.
Good day, gentlemen. Welcome. What can I do for you?
One of your regular clients looked within himself to give us your address. He was very helpful.
Oh, I understand. Our clients quickly become regulars. Your friend isn't with you?
Sadly, no. He is tied up with his dogs.
I understand. I too love dogs. Come in and make yourselves at home.
The keys to the establishment are all here together. Interesting. Dirty water. This bowl is used to wash smoking tools.
Poor devils. See, Holmes, the ravages caused by such artificial pleasure.
Jasmine tea, judging by the aroma.
Ashes. It's not very clean here. Poor devils. See, Holmes, the ravages caused by such artificial pleasure.
It's not allowed here. Go on a bit further.
Please excuse us, sir.
You can't come in here. It's private.
Closed. Well, we have searched everywhere apart from 2 rooms. One of these rooms interests me particularly.
You are thinking of the guarded room, aren't you, Holmes?
I am indeed, but we should not consider any confrontation with the guard. Let us be discreet and enter the adjoining room.
It's locked, and it wouldn't be very discreet if we were to force it.
Nevertheless, we do need to get in there.
And the manager?
Let us find a way of distracting his attention. A pity I don't understand Chinese. The key to the locked room is here. I must find a means of getting the receptionist out of the way. Dirty water. This bowl is used to wash smoking tools. Jasmine tea, judging by the aroma.
Ashes. It's not very clean here. Holmes, you talked about making a client sick, but you were exaggerating. Surely you aren't going to force someone to drink.
Another of our differences, my friend. You cure people, I make them sick.
What's the matter? Are you ill? Hey, mister! It'll be all right. Breathe!
The Chinese waiter is busy. We can go. There we are. It is simplicity itself. Watson, put the key back in its place before the manager notices that it's missing.
I shall be quick. I managed to return the key without being seen.
Perfect. Let's go in.
Phew! What a stink! This bottle is full of barbiturate acid. We use it in medicine sometimes as a tranquilizer.
This small opening gives onto the guarded room.
Holmes, shh, listen.
Yeah, but that's different. I don't mind getting money for killing, but he was a sort of pope or something. And we didn't even get... Yeah, I know. I got nice rich man's boots. They must be worth about £20. But even so, and the boss ain't happy. And when I see him unhappy, I'm afraid. I don't fancy ending up like Kurtz. Perhaps you're right. But we'll have a chance to make up for it. We just have to get it right this time. Because he won't forgive us so easily next time.
They are the bishop's murderers, Holmes. The fiends.
Calm down, Watson. We'll have to take care of the guard at the entrance. I think we should be able to find something in this place that would put an elephant to sleep.
Very good. But then what?
Then we take care of those two devils. A syringe that could be useful.
Phew! What a stink! This bottle is full of barbiturate acid. We use it in medicine sometimes as a tranquilizer.
Small balls of opium. I'll take a spoonful. This stick will serve as a weapon or for something else.
Holmes, do you really think that this is the appropriate moment?
Don't worry, Watson. My mind only requires stimulation when it is unoccupied. That is not the case at the moment. I am merely heating these opium balls to obtain a liquid solution.
You have a potentially very powerful sedative there, Holmes. Be careful, such a dose could be lethal.
This door shouldn't be open!
Let's hide, Holmes.
This place isn't very favorable for that. I hate the idea, but we will have to rely on luck.
There! It's locked!
We've been locked in.
It is impossible to get out. This billhook is very thin and solid. I think that window is large enough for us to squeeze through.
This window is well and truly stuck. We'll have to pull it free. It's open, but this window is damnably heavy. We need something to keep it wedged open.
Good. We can get out of here. After you, my dear fellow.
Very well, Holmes.
It's time to take action, Watson. Go and distract the brute guarding the door.
What? Why don't you do it yourself? You're an expert boxer, after all.
It's not a matter of fighting. It's a matter of luring him to me.
Ah, I see. I imagine that the sedative is for him.
Well deduced, Watson. Do something to bring the guard towards me. Good luck, Watson.
Sir, would you be so good as to come here?
You again? I've already told you that there's nothing to...
Do something to bring the guard towards me.
Sir...
Do something to bring the guard... Do something to bring...
Sir...
No, not that way. We must take them by surprise.
Let's get to the corridor by these stairs, Holmes. Holmes, what on earth are you doing? No, stop! Put your hands up! Don't try anything clever!
You're under arrest. Take them away.
So be it. Come, Watson. Let us go.
But why have we come back to Baker Street? It would have been better to join Baines to interrogate those criminals.
No. In the hands of the police, those crooks won't talk, and you know it. They risk being hanged.
I don't understand anything here.
We must explore all our leads. Let us take a look at the map of London. We have arrived.
The bishop's nephew lives here?
Yes, he rents a ground floor room.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
How do you do, madam? We should like to see one of your lodgers, Henry Hampford.
Well, he's away. And you must understand, I don't open my door to strangers, especially with all these prowlers about.
That is the reason for our visit.
You're the police?
No, Henry is a friend of ours. He expressed his concern to us about these intruders. We're here at his request.
I'm not surprised. Mr. Henry, while he might seem strange at first, is a thoughtful and kind man. He must have noticed how worried I've been. Why, just this morning some of my washing was stolen, and I'm sure it was those ones who took it.
It seems like the best place to start our investigation. May we step into your garden and then perhaps look into our friend's room?
I don't see anything wrong with your looking over the garden, but his room... You understand, he didn't warn me.
I understand.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Let's have a look in the garden. Closed.
Indeed, there appears to be some linen missing.
Closed. This window overlooks the room belonging to the nephew of the Bishop of Knightsbridge. Tins of food tied to one another. Tins of food tied to... There should be a spade here. A small pickaxe.
A rake. Why take it, Holmes?
The wire seems long enough. They look to me as though they're rudimentary traps used to indicate the presence of intruders.
Oh, what a jumble!
There's something interesting here. A hole was drilled a short while ago. Good, we can pass. The remains of a small meal. Someone has stayed here rather a long time. This newspaper is 4 days old. The bishop's nephew was being watched long before his uncle's murder. To let. It is obviously the clothing stolen from the landlady. We must return it. This clothing is torn. The man who stole it must have caught it on a tree when he stood upon the fence.
And at the moment when he jumped, he left this jacket in the tree.
It is just as I thought. Here's an ideal view of Henry's room. Is this the washing you were looking for?
Oh, yes, that's it. Where did you find it?
On the ground, doubtless blown there by the wind.
They didn't steal it, then? I'd have felt better knowing that those lurkers were nothing more than clothes thieves.
That is not the case, madam. This affair seems to be rather more serious than that. It appears that these intruders were spying on Henry. Now, please, let us see his room.
Gracious me, whatever next? Come in. Take the first door on the left. It's open. He never locks it.
Never?
No, never. Well, you know him. He doesn't do things like everyone else. He lives in a world of his own.
When did you see him last? Did he say anything to you?
Yesterday morning. He just muttered a few words. I can't always understand what he's saying. When he does talk, that is. I can ask him a question, but he just stares off somewhere. The floor, the ceiling, as if I wasn't there. At first I found it strange, but I've gotten used to it.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. He's sometimes nervous too, isn't he?
Oh, yes. As soon as anything upsets him. Even when he's alone in his room, he gets cross. And then the next second, he is standing stock still. He stares off into space and calms down again as fast as he became angry.
Someone emptied a bag here. He got his scarf out, but he forgot to take it. No hat, no coat. This rubbish bin was emptied, and then someone threw a torn piece of paper in it, and judging by the smell, there was also an onion.
Onion?
Let us put these torn pieces of paper on the table.
Both sides of the paper are blank. All this for nothing, Holmes.
Perhaps not, Watson. This candle is still hot. It's been used recently.
During the day? Whatever for?
The address of a dock on the Thames. It is an impressive library for someone living alone.
And he's read all that? Impressive.
A violin. It is a lovely one, but where's its case? There is something interesting here. Box, let's see. I am missing some information. 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 He scratched the lock's cipher codes for himself. Watson, write them down for us. I am missing some information. I am missing some information. A box, let's see. He scratched the lock's cipher codes for himself. Watson, write them down for us.
It is noted.
I am missing some information.
It is noted.
I am missing some information.
I have noted down everything.
This lock is very complex. The young Henry is remarkably intelligent. Empty. But according to the label, this box contained a Colt Patterson.
It is a powerful weapon, Holmes, and judging by the receipt, it was new.
My dear Watson, in the garden and in this room, pieces are missing that should never have left their places. What do you think? Quick, Watson, there's not a moment to lose. Go and thank that charming lady while I try to recapture our new friend.
Recapture? What makes you think that he has run away?
I believe that our man suffers from behavioral problems. You must have seen or heard about those poor fellows who spend their time counting the gravel stones in the garden or moving objects from one place to another hundreds of times in one day. Well, the bishop's nephew suffers from a moderate form of this condition. Nothing would be more disturbing to him than to leave a personal space in such chaos, and yet this is what he has done with this room. For it to reach such a state of neglect can only indicate that he was in a most desperate situation.
And do you think that you can catch him?
Yes. The candle here is still warm, so he left only a few minutes before our arrival. But it is the missing violin case and the large pistol which concern me. We know that he is quick-tempered and volatile. It is never wise to leave a gun quite capable of killing a bull in the hands of someone like that.
Did he leave to go to the address which was written in the invisible ink, do you think?
Undoubtedly, Watson. And as for the missing spade, I can tell you that it will be used for digging. Are you ever going to stop delaying me with endless questions?
So, gentlemen, have you found anything?
We have learned enough to promise you that they will not return.
That makes me feel better. Thank you, gentlemen.
We are going to pay a visit to that mysterious address, Watson. But first, we must detour to Lambeth.
Lambeth? What are we going to do there?
Pick up an old friend. He will be a precious help in our locating Mr. Hampford.
Good. And who is this friend?
A friend who helped us in the case you so romantically titled The Sign of the Four. Here we are at the address that the nephew took such care to hide.
I wonder what it is that links this place with the bishop's murder.
The reason for the quarrel between the young man and his uncle is somewhere here in this industrial area, and that is what he has come to look for this evening.
It's an enormous area, and there are dozens of potential hiding places. How on earth are we going to find him?
The old dog Toby is the best sleuth hound in town. If the extraordinary Mr. Hampford is here, Toby will find him without any doubt.
But I've rarely seen such an old dog. Do you really trust his sense of smell, Holmes?
Absolutely. Besides, you are going to follow him. Take the bark and go around that disused factory. If the nephew wishes to run away, he can do so only through there. If you find him, hold on to him until I rejoin you.
Very well.
Get ready, Watson. Let the battle commence. Toby's sense of smell is legendary, but he needs to know what he is looking for. Search, Toby. Search. There's a good dog.